Well, I must say that yes, to a certain extent, Sunil, the movie Gandhi of Attenborough was my first real exposure because I was a post-independence child. So therefore, I never had the occasion of meeting or seeing Gandhi or listening to him. So I think the movie Gandhi certainly was very was it hit hard for the alternate personality that could walk this earth. We've always had stereotypes of the kinds of people who are meant to be successful, if that's even a word. But he was a completely different person. And in my own family, especially my mother's side, my grandmother was a Gandhian. And I'm told, my mother tells me this, that during the freedom struggle when they were all young children, she used to insist that they wear khadar and khadi. That was one of the de rigueurs. And her 4 children used to be dragged to any meeting where Mahatma Gandhi used to come. So they used to be taken, and she used to, as my grandmother used to tell them that, listen and imbibe the spirit. So I think, in a sense, I've been brought up on the importance of Gandhi to the family, and that for me is my Gandhi moment, because I never read him as a text, or never read him as a great philosopher, or a person who is the father of the nation in terms of the kind of practices that he had, but more of how it affected my family. And when I saw the movie Gandhi, as I said, I put 2 and 2 together. I said, now I know why.
How old were you when you saw the movie?
I must have been 18 or so.
18. You were in Bombay, right?
No, I was actually in Delhi at the time. So I remember the screening, and then I managed to see it once again on a flight many years later. To me, what has always been interesting is having been in the corporate world, to look at the stereotypes of successful people. Awfully clever, brilliant speakers, very sharp, very cut at the edges, very discriminating in terms of whom they wanted to meet and whom they didn't want to meet. And here was a man who spoke, but he spoke with a slight lisp. Right? Wasn't the greatest communicator. Dressed as simply as he dressed. Right? Spoke with very simple words. There was nothing complicated in what Gandhi was saying. And yet he had millions surrounding him. That is something.
Now I can't fathom how.
Yeah. That is something. That is really something. And I think that's my own simple way. I've not been a deep reader of Gandhi, but except that I like to try and relate to what he stood for. And I think one is uncompromising principles. I mean, the fact of the matter is that he never compromised on what he stood for, and what he stood for as an Indian, what he stood for as a human. And secondly, I think clarity and simplicity. I don't know, maybe at some stage in life, I too would like to live in an ashram, right? And experience that simplicity. Because as you grow older, you realize that you don't need any of what you have got, right? My wife and I once went on a holiday with one haversack, and I was telling her, I said, actually we could live our life out of this. ये घर और बंगले की क्या जरूरत है? Why are we? And then it brings it back, saying, here was a man, his earthly possessions are there in front of you in Sabarmati ashram. That's it, right? And then I think the steeliness of determination, and we give up. It was easy for him to give up when he came back from South Africa, starting the journey. He needn't have done the Dandi March. He needn't have done all of the things that he did, and yet he did it. Right? That is a determination for a larger cause. And the fourth one, which I think in today's age, which I find lacking, is respect.
Everybody.
For everybody. Respect for Okay, may not be the kind of holistic respect that he had for anyone, from the Harijan right up to the Viceroy or whoever he dealt with. I think that respect we somehow are losing as a society today. When you talk to a coffee boy, you talk to him differently. When you talk to a politician, you talk to him differently. You are differential towards him. When you talk to somebody in the family, it could be mixed. When you talk to a colleague who's junior than you, it's one way. Somebody senior than you, it's a different way. And I think one of the things, and I learned this from my grandmother coming out of her exposure to Gandhian, she said, look, treat everyone the same. Everyone. The servant in your house, right up to whoever is your boss's boss, has to be treated like a human being. Period. No distinction.
You're able to do that.
I'm able to do it.
Wow.
And I'm able to do that very comfortably. I don't, the guy who serves me coffee, his son passed brilliantly in the recent school leaving exam and has got into Venkateshwara College for his economics honors. I was delighted on that day. Called him, I had a nice chat with him. I said, "Bete ko bulao, main bhi us baat karta hu." Why not? Why is it that we are so? And before him, we had another office boy who unfortunately came down with cancer. And normally these people are not, they're not long in this company. But we still organized for him a full funding program for his family. He said, he will do it because he's been here. And
he's part of the family.
He's part of the family. And I think that's respect.
Beautiful.